This week on Hermitcraft.
I could go around parading as normal Pearl and killing them in between rounds, but you gotta simulate what it's gonna be later on, right? So that's how it works. Oh, I really hope this is fun. I really do.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs. Our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And if we needed any more proof that the members of Hermitcraft are game for anything, this week sees them making games out of everything. Both trash and treasure are fair game for minigames, and there are even more ideas bubbling below the surface. As for everyone else, we can only assume they haven't uploaded because their hands are cramping from signing too many autographed TCG cards. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with XB Crafted, who has now claimed a red crown from the button, which we think probably puts him about 9th in the line of succession, but at least his head will be warmer.
Oh, I look good, yeah.
XB's grand undertaking this week is the completion of his Ore Spy game, in which participants must spot the ore blocks he's hidden in a cave from the vantage point of a fixed observation platform, scoring points for the ones he's decided were valuable, and with only a spyglass to help them out. Another twist arrives in the form of Vintage Beef, who helps XB transform the cave space into a mossy wonderland, even adding a few obstacles when he accidentally bone meals some azalea.
Come over to where I'm at and see
sorry.
how far back I should go. I'm not sure how far.
Just if it feels good, stop.
It's up to XB to finish the game elements, since Beef himself wants to participate, but while he's hiding all the ores, Beef adds an eye-catching arrow marking where the entrance to the game is. Joe Hill spots the arrow while testing out his fancy new shaders and decides to investigate. The first port of call is reading the rules, including the no shaders rule.
We got some pretty complimentary shaders here, so I can show off. Welcome to Ore Spy. No shaders. Dang it. Okay.
Nowhere in the rules does it say you can't look at Good Times with Scar, although you probably shouldn't. And when Joe actually plays the game for the first time, he finds himself looking at a pretty low score. But a few attempts later, he figures out a way to cheese the system which is so devious, we aren't going to spoil it for you here, because if Joe ends up winning this thing because of it, it'll be the most hilarious twist of the season so far. False Symmetry actually did us a favour and recapped her time at the Hermitcraft stream day, since we don't actually cover live streams on this show. It has been a while since the last stream day, so here's the rub. Stream day is when hermits set aside a day and stream one after another, creating a sort of marathon of live content throughout an entire day. This time it seems it might as well have been a triathlon, as the gang ran one minigame after another, not just kicking off the TCG second season, but also dusting off gems like Cub Fans Dunk Tank, the MLG Water Bucket Dropper, and the Ice Boat track we absolutely forgot is also under her base.
Wait, I'm stuck at the gate.
Don't worry, False, I'm catching up to you.
If I'm stuck on my own race, I know how this works.
Though False's minigame catalogue is about to expand once more when Zombie Cleo calls upon her building ability to help make a Hermitcraft edition of Blood on the Clock Tower. And Blood on the Clock Tower is a great game to be introduced to Hermitcraft, being a Mafia or Town of Salem type board game about deception, shenanigans, and mild role-playing. Besides, adapting it to Minecraft is a much cheaper solution than shipping a $145 game to every participant.
Where has the crown gone? But like in general, like why? They're not going to put that there and just left it somewhere.
With that impending, Cleo is invited to a much more well-understood game within Minecraft circles, Bingo, except this time it's emphasis on bin rather than going. Pearlescent Moon has built a sorting through the trash minigame in her recycling centre and invites Zombie Cleo and Cubfan135 to give the old garbage a whirl for a chance to win some historical artefacts. The rules are pretty simple. Whoever can fill in their card takes the big cheese, the other one the little. But it wouldn't be Hermitcraft if things didn't get out of hand, so at the final hour, Cleo claims to have not swapped the historical armour for a fake. Which is quite the conundrum when the only two people capable of authenticating the item are the two museum owners fighting over it. Doesn't help that one of them only speaks in riddles.
The armor that you have right now is definitely legit. I didn't rename armor and double check it at all. You have the legit armor, which I definitely didn't. I want it to be clear. Like, I'm being honest now. I definitely didn't do that because it's only been standing in here for ages.
Don't we add another head to my collection?
One of those things is absolutely true. And I'm not telling you which one.
Not that Cub couldn't maybe use some obstacles on his way of cataloguing the server. This week, his video feels just a little like crossing out of archaeology and into just stealing stuff. Now, risking the button blowing up for a purple crown for his collection is perfectly fine, necessary even. But then Cub shifts his focus from collecting items and into collecting structures, and somehow it escalates into the museum loaning 1/3 of a tower from the frozen citadel. Doesn't even look bad without it. Tango may never notice, especially if he keeps working on the final decked out level well into the game being open.
Inside of here is where we'll probably put our decked out artifacts.
If you're anything like us, you'll probably be excited to learn that Cub and Cleo's round was just an alpha test of Bingo, and the final version will set you on fire. Pearl hasn't finished the redstone yet, but if you aren't able to claim your block within the time limit, you get shut in the room and lava pours out of the floor. For now, Pearl makes do with cosplaying as lava and killing them with a fire aspect sword, but it gets the point across.
And I get to run around and attempt to kill you.
Why are you orange?
I'm embodying the lava that will kill you that's going to be in the official release of the game.
And the main difference between a death chamber and an alpha test is that the victims have feedback.
Kill
Can we
me!
save each other?
No.
I mean, I'll gladly kill you. That's fine. Yeah, I can do that for you.
Thank you. I just need my saturation up. I'm good. That's all.
But after the winner cleans up and receives the authentic King Rendog armor ... or is it, Pearl heads back in the direction of Scarland, partly to establish her cleaning lady office in the plot Scar has cleared for her, and partly to do something about all these dragon eggs. Excited to work with a new medium, Pearl defies gravity, mostly with an incredible network of string, to build a giant model of the Ender Dragon, exclusively out of dragon eggs. And then, just to stay on brand, she adds a hard hat to it. Although if Doc is interested in cleaning this up, he's gonna need a really big torch.
Surely they know where it's come from now, right? I think that's enough of a sign.
But as for the place she scooped up all these eggs from, Scar is excited to discover she's moved into the office space and even brought her own company car. So he rewards Pearl with a hard hat, which she puts on over the one she's already wearing, creating Hard Hat 2, Hat Harder. She even brings us along for the ride as the interior of the trash office comes together, and elsewhere, the trash is auto-sorting itself. As promised, Azuma finishes up the auto-sorter for the recycling center, and it even survives through the 1.20 update, unlike some other contraptions in his employ.
Minecraft 1.20 broke me. I mean, it actually broke my mob farm of all things.
Unfortunately, the scaffolding-based mob farm gets patched out of existence, and X has to grind his mobs somewhere else. Not that that's much of an issue with internet being full of mob farms and people willing to offer help. The new Monster Factory, however, stumbles onto another of Azuma's curiosities. How far can he spread Skulk from a single source before the range runs out or somebody stops him? And so X searches the server for plenty of catalysts and himself for enough know-how to successfully create the corruption biome from Terraria, conceptually.
So here they are, each of the charges arriving at their 4 destinations. And now it's about 10 minutes later, and you can really see it is starting to spread, although the ones that are further away are having a little harder time getting going. This is fantastic though. It's time for me to do some more AFKing.
Good thing it's Cub who got Skulk-headed back on Empires. If it was Azuma, we'd still be cleaning up. Ultimately, the death route doesn't get to any of the vital infrastructure of the server, but Doc M does spot it before leaving for his holiday, so maybe once he's back, there's a whole new faction to battle in the Perimeter Wars. It's like sometimes we can still hear his voice.
Good night.
What the?
Before you lay your head to rest, ask yourself.
Doc, you legend. I love it. That was actually really ominous. I'm gonna be honest. I'm watching my back now.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.